Your life is on the line. Can you parallel park a car with a trailer on it?
I'm gonna say no because I don't think I've ever parallel parked a car with a trailer on it.
Do you think you could even back it up? Like, not even parallel parking it, but could you back up a regular sized truck, like an F 150 or whatever they are? Could you back up a regular sized truck with a trailer on it?
Probably not. No. No. No, I'm going to say no. I have enough parking anxiety as it is. I don't need to now parallel park in a gigantic vehicle. So I'm going to pass on that.
I don't think that I could do it either. I can parallel park pretty well because I live in Seattle, and Seattle is a fairly kind of city, I guess. I don't know what a dense urban environment, and I have to parallel park a decent amount. But I don't
Okay.
think that I could do it with a trailer on the back. I don't think I could do it. Even if like somebody was like, "You're gonna shoot your wife if you don't parallel park this trailer."
Uh-oh.
I'm like,
You're
well,
shooting your
sorry.
wife, huh?
Like, you're going down. Like,
Well,
it's over for
guess,
you.
guess I'm popping you in the kneecap. I mean, I feel like if I had a couple of knacks at it, but if I'm just going in cold turkey, no, I would probably just get destroyed.
No, I couldn't. I don't think that I could parallel park a trailer. And our audience agrees. I polled the audience. 30% of people say yes, they could parallel park a car with a trailer. 46% say no. 24% say yes, they could do it, but they would need a pretty good amount of space. Like, it couldn't be a tight space. Like, you should be able to fit not only your car and the trailer, but maybe another whole car in that space.
I could probably do it in a big space, just the truck. But I don't think I could do a trailer. You're also talking to the same guy that when I was 17 years old, someone told me that I needed a CDL Class A license to drive a pretty much a U-Haul. So I went and I failed the CDL class 3 times.
You just went and took the CDL test because you thought you needed it for a U-Haul? Nobody, nobody
Nobody.
self-corrected there?
Not anybody. And now that I look back on what I failed on, and it was all common sense stuff. Like, if you break down, how many, you have to put those placards out on the side of the road. Blah,
Oh,
blah, blah.
right.
Yeah.
Like the real procedural stuff that they teach you in the first day.
Yeah.
Like the common sense stuff that isn't actually common.
Let me just put it this way. I didn't even get to, actually driving a semi-truck. I didn't even get past the classroom portion of the, class.
You took it 3 times?
I did all within the course of probably a month and a half, and not one person. The place that I was working for, my parents, Secretary of State, or anybody was like, maybe we should ask this kid what's going on because he's spending, I don't know, $75 for the course, every couple of weeks.
And this was why were you just to get a U-Haul?
So I worked. Well, you asked the question, so now you're going to get the 2 minute
Okay,
story.
well, I mean, I'm regretting it already, but still, I do want to hear. Let's
I
hear
worked
it.
I worked at a radio station on their promotions team, and some of the responsibilities would be to drive F-150 with a U-Haul trailer behind it or something. Or at the time, they literally had a semi trailer that you would pull around, and I was like, I don't know how to drive this thing. So somebody, I don't know if they were kidding or not, was like, you need to get your CDL. So that's what I went
So
for.
you went and you kept going to the. Did you take a class or did you just straight no? I'm just going to study and fail.
So after you took the class, I could retake the test up to 4 times in a calendar year. I remember, and
You took the
yeah,
class and you still failed 3 times.
oh yeah, it was brutal. I mean, the second time I took it, I remember getting the results back online, and you had to go to Secretary of State, and they gave you a printout. They didn't, they didn't do it how they do now, where they just send you an email. And I remember being so excited, I'm gonna pass, and I got a 32% or
Oh,
something.
that's brutal.
Yeah, I was not feeling too good about myself.
Poor little Johnny.
After that.
Did you? How come you didn't take it a 4th time? Did you just give up, or did you finally realize that you didn't need to do that?
I remember, and this is actually quite an embarrassing story. I remember feeling so enraged and proud of myself that I was going to go into my boss's office and tell him to stick it, and I'm not doing this, and if you want to fire me as a 17-year-old, do it. I don't care what you say, and I'll never forget. I won't say his name, but he was he was a mentor of mine. But I walk in there all hot and bothered, and he goes, what's up your ass? Or what's up your ass? And I go, blah, 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 blah. And he let me finish, and he goes, you don't need one of those. You just wasted a month and a half and your money. Yep. Yep, that was a true story, man. It was a true story.
I don't know if I have anything like that, where I got some bad advice and I just kept going with it. I'm like, no, I'll just keep going down this path of bad advice.
Yeah. Well, it was in between summers for me, right? Because I was going to college, blah, blah, blah. So
yeah.
I just remember feeling the pressure of having to, get it done. Or I'm not going to ever be able to work there again. And here I didn't even need it. I just needed a driver's license.
Man. That's where you go and you find the person who told you to do that, and you just walk up to him and punch him square in the mouth. Well, and you don't even have to say what it was about or what it was for. And then if I was the person who told you to do that, and I then laughed about you taking this test 3 times and failing it and getting all mad, if afterwards you just came and just walked into my office and punched me right in the face, I'd be like, okay, well, fair's fair. Well, I wouldn't even be mad at you.
I was definitely a little more aggressive back then. I probably could have had the opportunity, but that probably wouldn't have been good punching out a future Country Radio Hall of Fame member. So,
now you got a name drop there, fancy pants. Anyways, I was all about your story, and then you tried to make it big time, and now I'm out. I was interested in it, and then you tried to be cool, and then I lost interest.
I am cool, actually. Thank you very much.
Okay. I mean, do you
actually no?
I don't think that I'm cool at all in any way. Okay.
Not even close to, for me at least. All right, was that it? We on the shout-outs already?
Yeah, we can do that. Are you moving along? Let's move along.
Did you answer though? Can you real fast? Do you think you could do it successfully?
In a decent space with
a trailer.
With a trailer. If I had 5 attempts, in the sense that an attempt is a whole run. You get to try to fix it, and then if you're not okay, you're stuck, then you get to pull back out and try again. I think I might be able to do it.
Okay.
But only because I do parallel park quite frequently. I could do it in my car. I couldn't do it in somebody else's car, though, I don't think.
I do feel like I have to give you a little kudos. Maybe not kudos, but
all right.
The story you told last week about falling on your ass while snowboarding or whatever, having to poop. I've had, I don't know how many people. I'm going to say probably more than 5 tell me that they know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So just know your story resonates with people.
I understand, man. A lot of people have almost pooped themselves while crashing. It happens to people. It's I did not know that was a thing that your body would do, but apparently it is. All right, let's move on.
Don't crash. All right, shout outs here. Let's see. We'll start with Xavier Goodwin, Jeff Borg, Kami and Doyle, Zach Zoomerville, Naz Kenny, Jude Grayson, Jared Davies, Vern Weisensell. I always have to give him a shout out. He's been with us since day one.
Yeah, Vern is a valued member of this community.
Love that guy. Don't know him, love him. Muhammad McCabe, Casey Gwynn, Brendan O'Leary, and Jack Evans. Congrats.
Okay. I don't mind an Xavier. You don't hear a lot of Xaviers anymore, but I appreciate an Xavier.
I always forget. Do we do...
This is what you always try to do.
COTM, or do we do something else
No,
first?
we do Candle of the Month last, and you always try to weasel it in here. We've been doing it this way, the same way, ever since we've been doing Candle of the Month, and this is always your pitiful attempt to try to get Candle of the Month first. It is never going to be first. You'll do this again in March when we do it. Can we do Candle of the... No, we don't.
So I was at a restaurant.
Okay.
And a robot served us, which
Here we
was
go.
a little weird. But then when it brought... This feels dumb even saying it. When it brought us the bill, it asked for a tip.
Oh, I'm not tipping no damn robot. Did you tip it?
Okay, this is 2 stories that I want to get your opinion on.
Okay.
So I did not. My wife thought we should because maybe the gratuity goes to like the workers, like
Probably.
cooks.
I mean, it's not going to the
but
robot. What's the robot going to do with it?
but I didn't, and I feel a little guilty for it. Not that guilty, but if that's going to be a thing, and then I feel like we need to discuss what we're going to do with robot tipping.
Can't be tipping robots. I have actually really scaled back my tipping. I used to be like a guilt tipper, and then if you put me the thing in front of me, I was going to tip you something. And now I've really started to not to do that. I've really reeled back my tipping. Like, no, you actually have to kind of do something. If you do something, I will tip you. But if you are not really doing anything, like you're literally just kind of ringing me up at the register, I'm not tipping you for that. You need to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I always find it like say you're ordering takeout somewhere. Are you tipping the chefs? Are you really tipping like the person that's cashing you out? Because if you're just tipping the person that's cashing you out, I don't think they deserve a tip. So it makes you think. I don't know.
I don't tip on carry out. I don't tip in any situation in which I feel like nobody actually did something besides the basic qualifications of their job. Like, no. If it was only things that this had to be done to do this, like ring up the register, hand me the thing that I just picked out, you're not getting a tip from that. You need to like bring the food to me, some sort of level of service for me to get a tip. And I don't feel bad about it anymore.
Well, next time you go to a restaurant with a robot, let me know.
Why are you always going to restaurants with robots? This is like the second or third time that you've gone to a restaurant with a robot. If you're so pissed off about it, stop going. This is why you're part of the problem. You're the kind of guy that looks at a problem, gets mad about the problem, and then does nothing about the problem. I hate these robot restaurants. Where do you want to go? The robot restaurant. Stop going.
I didn't realize that there was going to be a robot that wanted to be tipped. Okay? I didn't realize that.
Okay, but still, don't go back. Are you going to go back?
No, probably not.
Okay,
but not because of just the robot. The food wasn't. It doesn't matter.
I don't expect a restaurant with a robot to really be very good food.
Everyone's favorite celebrity, Pete Davidson, apparently had 200 tattoos removed.
Dang!
During
How's
the
that
last
even possible?
2 years, and apparently described them as burning to death. That's the feeling he got. So I ask, would you ever go through with a large tattoo removal? And yeah, would you do it?
If it was something that I didn't want, I mean, yeah, I would.
I mean, they literally have to burn your skin off.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's real. I think it's actually supposedly more painful than getting the tattoo put on. Because they're basically burning it away. That sounds pretty awful. I think there's some colors they can't get rid of, too. 200 is a lot.
Didn't you say, though, that when we finally figure out when we're going to wrap this show up, you and I are going to debut our samey tattoos on the show? The ones
I just need you're going to do it as long as you do it first.
You
do it first, you show me yours, and then I'll go ahead and get mine afterwards.
Is this like the whole, you get your CDL, come back, and we'll talk about it?
Right, get your CDL, and we'll see what it is. My wife got a tattoo, finally. She decided she got one. I just don't have anything personally that I would put on my body. I have nothing against tattoos. I just don't really want anything there's nothing that I would put on there.
Maybe if I was younger, I would have probably got a couple, but now it's like, I don't know. Like, what am I doing it for now? Like, I feel like tattoos are half attention, half sentiment. Maybe more sentiment than attention. I don't know. But
I don't even know how you find the time to get 200 tattoos or have space in your body for 200 tattoos.
Because you're just getting a tattoo. What else are you doing?
But you're just doing it out of boredom at that point. Like, what am I going to do today? I'm just going to go get another tattoo. It must be addictive. He has an addictive personality, I would imagine.
Another lovely story. Apparently, there is an asteroid that has the largest chance of hitting the Earth and destroying us as a species that's supposed to hit the Earth in 7 years. So, December 22nd, 2032, the asteroid named 2024 Year 4, that makes sense, has a 1.2% chance of smashing directly head-on into the Earth.
Good.
So
I actually say good, because that way something else will destroy us rather than us destroying ourselves. Because right now we seem headed pretty sure on the path that we're going to destroy ourselves. At least this way we can blame it on something else. Like, oh, it's the asteroid, not just us.
When I said that it was going to cause, the end of our species, that's not the truth. But it is big enough to take out like a continent. So that's still pretty.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. Like, I don't think the rest of us, like, if something is doing that much damage, it's not like you're just going to not notice that where you are.
Which also leads me to my typical rant about the greatest space exploration movie of all time, Armageddon. So, and you won't change my mind otherwise, and I hope everyone's blowing my shit up right now, telling me how much of an idiot I am. So,
you do like terrible movies, though. You've always had a thing for terrible movies.
Terrible movies, terrible music. That's just me.
You like terrible? Okay.
Well, first off, I think music's interpretive. I think you can say a lot of people have terrible music taste. Like, what is good music? It's all interpretive.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree with you that, like, some things are subjective, and what is good to you might not be good to somebody else. But I also think that there are some things that are just like, no, that's just good. That's better. Like The Godfather and Grandma's Boy. Some people may like Grandma's Boy better as a movie, but it's not as good as The Godfather. You can evaluate things.
Even though I'm not going to say it on this podcast, but there is a scene in Grandma's Boy that just kills me to death.
God, my wife loves Grandma's Boy. She thinks it's amazing.
I also saw a skit, and I'll end on this because no one is still caring. Tom Green, apparently, I didn't realize this, but he does stand-up still. I thought he was dead. I didn't realize the Bum Bum song. Do you remember that song, or the Bum song that he released?
Kind of, yeah.
My bum is on your hips. My bum is on your hips.
I hated that.
That was number one in America. That is what the 90s were for all you young people out there that don't know what the 90s were.
Yeah, that really does sum it up pretty well, actually, when you think about it. Like, this was the number one. He was big. Him and Dane Cook were huge, and then they just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, Dane Cook was a little after him. Tom Green was like, he got married to Drew Barrymore, I think.
Oh, he was famous. Yeah, he was big time for a little while.
He got testicular cancer. Remember, he did that whole thing about like how he was dying, even though he was actually okay. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, that was you knew like right away that wasn't going to last very long.
I also want to point out that for as typical of a Caucasian male that I look, I will be going to the Marilyn Manson concert in a couple of months, and I'm pretty excited about it.
To the Marilyn Manson concert?
I am. I'm very excited.
He's still playing, huh?
I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And listen, that's not to say anything from any community out there, but I will stick out like a sore thumb, and I will effing enjoy it the entire time.
Man, I like some of that kind of music. I like a good rage song every once in a while, but I could never understand how somebody could like listen to that whole thing. I used to work with a guy that listened to like death metal all the time, like all day long. That was all he listened to. I was like, man, how do you have this much rage?
I mean, you're not classifying Marilyn Manson as death metal.
No, but kind of.
He was another guy. What made me kind of originally think of that was like Tom Green was like a celebrity ladies man. Marilyn Manson, for as kind of weird and lunky as he is, was like he always had a different woman in the celebrity spotlight every time he was, there. It was just like, what?
Oh, yeah, man. You get famous and rich, you suddenly get a lot better looking. That's just how the world works.
Well, I'm working on it. All right, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, wait, no, candle of the month. It's time. You can't do it. You can't do it. Now that my basement's flooded, I don't know if my desk upstairs in my son's room is going to handle this. Wait, Let me do it. That's the best one I've ever done. That actually sounds like a horse. Listen to that. Okay. It's time.
It's a lengthy intro.
The outlaw candle connoisseur rides again. Candle of the month.
Well, Nick, are you feeling like love today?
I was a minute ago.
I think everyone out there listening to this, whether it's tonight or when the episode comes out. I know you're feeling like love. You're
Okay, all right.
like you want to hold somebody tight.
This is getting awkward for me personally, but you do your thing. You already planned this out? Like you rehearsed it maybe? Did you rehearse it?
Just look away. Love is in bloom with this candle. The candle of the month for February is none other than D.W. Holmes' Valentine's Day Love Blossom.
Oh, so what is it like? What kind of love does it put you in the mood for? We talking romantic love? We talking a little bit about bumping uglies love?
You light that candle, less than an hour later, you'll be bumping uglies with something. Or hopefully somebody.
Or at least yourself. Somebody. Bumping uglies is one of the funniest ways I've ever heard of that. Like, I love that.
You'll be
bumping uglies. Okay, tell us about the scent profile. Give us the details.
Because my wife thinks I am a fraud and doesn't believe my senses anymore and thinks that candle of the month isn't real, even though I tell her I'm the candle connoisseur, and then I give her like a little.
Your own wife doesn't believe that you're the candle expert?
Well, she gets, we get boxes, at least 2 boxes of candles a month. And she just thinks that, that I just do it just for show. And I'm like, no, I like candles. So when I busted this out and I said, listen, within an hour, you better get ready.
For disappointment?
Yeah. Pretty much.
For the best 25 seconds of your life?
I hope it happens for everyone out there that may buy this candle before the big day next week or the week after. So it's getting back to the actual candle. It comes a nice little lavender glass jar. You can get 3 wick, 1 wick if you want. We've talked about that. If you're a first time listener, long time caller, 3 wick's gonna burn a lot faster, but give you more of an aroma. 1 wick's gonna burn slower.
I think it's long time caller long time listener first time caller, not long time caller first time listener.
Don't ruin this, Nick. Don't ruin this.
My bad. No, you're doing great. It's
gonna have kind of an appley beginning. So it's going to be almost like a green apple type flavor.
Okay.
And then it's going to go into some honey. There's some honey in there, which I really dug because I'm on a honey kick for some reason. And then it's going to end with kind of like, when you wash your sheets and you lay on them and smell them for the first time, like kind of like that fresh linen musky scent where you just want to engulf your body in a peaceful night's rest.
No, I don't have a sense of smell. We go over this every time, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
But other people know what I'm saying. And that's what this finishes up as. You can get it, I think it's $16 dwhome.com. You'll be thanking me 2 minutes later. All right?
Okay. I find it fascinating that your wife doesn't respect your candle knowledge.
She doesn't. When she sees a box show up with candles, she's like, do people actually care about this? And I'm like, I don't know.
God, nothing can cut you down like a wife. Nothing can cut you down like a significant other. Just take this, cut you off at the knees. This was your baby.
Makes me wonder why. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah. So that's it. Check it out. Great candle. But obviously it's seasonal. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where March takes us.
Okay. So our top 5 is top 5 popular songs you can't stand to hear. Like, as soon as this song comes on, you just want to turn it off. What's your number 5?
I'm going to piss a lot of people off with my list, I think, and I'm sorry in advance. But my number 5, and this is going to set the tone, is Nirvana's Smell Like Teen Spirit.
Oh, I would have agreed with you a couple of years ago for me that I was like, I don't want to hear that song. I don't want to hear that song. But it's made a little bit of a comeback in my mind. Maybe because I live in Seattle.
I can't, I don't know. I like mustard, good of it. Like, I don't know what you're saying, man. Like, I've listened to it probably 150 times. I still don't know what you're saying.
It's got a great opening riff, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the music itself is fine. It's really just the way Kurt Cobain sings that song to me that I'm just like, how do people even understand this to make it as glorified as it is?
It's grunge, man. You don't have to be understandable for narcs like yourself. You're speaking the music of the people. They're picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, fine. I mean, that was, but it doesn't matter. What's your number 5?
Hotel California by the Eagles. Every time that song comes on, I'm like, all right, I get it. It's supposed to be something about a message that I don't know what it is.
See, I'm kind of a sucker because I really like the Eagles. So even if that song was annoying, which it maybe is, I still can't put it like I can't agree with you.
Every time Hotel California comes on, I'm just like, what is the point of this song? It's supposed to mean something that nobody actually knows what it means.
I said, yeah. I mean, well, I wouldn't say that. Is that true? Does it have an alternate
I don't know.
meaning?
I think what annoys me about Hotel California, the reason I put Hotel California at number 5 is because I think it speaks to a time that I never was around for. Like it's speaking to a moment or a feeling that I have never had. That was like an age gone by. Like this
That's
doesn't
fair.
speak to me in any way.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a pretty good reason. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, they're one of my top bands ever, so I can't put them on a list like this.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
Number 4 is Wonderwall by Oasis.
Oh yeah.
I said maybe, and then they just holds that note, and it's just like a repeat of the same damn lyrics over and over, and like they were beyond popular. And I know they had other good songs, but like that song just by itself is like it just makes me want to grab my ears and rip them off.
Yeah. I heard somebody refer to that as male manipulator music, like Oasis, Radiohead. I think there was a band that sang that song, Creep. Oh, I hate that song, 'cause I'm a creep. Like, I hate that kind of like, oh, I'm so emotional and no one understands me as a man music. Any of that kind of stuff is just like, turn that off. Just quit whining.
That's fair. That's fair.
You want to be the one who saves me.
See?
Like, what? No. It's just
What's-
whining. Male manipulator music. That was a great way I thought to put it. My number 4 is just Taylor Swift. I like some Taylor Swift songs,
Ooh.
but now I'm just like, no, I can't deal with all that because all of the celebrity now comes along with it, and I don't want to deal with all of that. I liked her music when it was just the music, but now that it's this whole thing,
Yeah.
not my thing
Man.
anymore.
So I was going to put this entire person on my list, but I didn't. So the only reason why I'm saying this is I was going to put Alan Jackson on my list. Like anything Alan Jackson. But then I realized he actually had a couple of songs that I didn't like hate. So that's why I didn't. So I don't have a full artist on my list like that.
You didn't go for it. Alan Jackson did have some good music. I know what you mean, like the time of artist that becomes synonymous with more of a feeling than anything else. Like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, by far.
What's your number 3?
Seal, Kiss from a Rose.
Oh, I didn't mind that. That was Batman's song.
Yeah,
was in a
exactly.
Batman.
I can't. I don't know why.
The rose on the grave.
Like, what is it? Like, come on. I can't do it. It's always, for some reason, just struck a chord with me. Every time it comes on, I just turn it off.
My number 3 is the Macarena. Nope. Turn it off. Or any really kind of choreographed popular song like that. Like when things like they go along with a dance. Any song with a dance, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I mean,
Nope.
I don't even have that on the list just because I just don't like care at all actually about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, sorry. Big time. What's your number 2?
Santana and Rob Thomas, Smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, I do hate that song.
and once again, it was so popular. I think it was number 1 for weeks across the world on some charts. And like, I just can't do it.
My number 2 is Happy by Pharrell. Because this is 2025 and nobody's happy. Like, and that
I'm
song
not
ain't
happy.
fixing it.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, really, this could have been like a top 100 list. Really,
It really could have. Do you know anybody that you would say is happy?
I mean, I think people are happy at some points in their lives, but fully happy, no. And I think if they tell you yes, they're a liar.
Okay, what's the highest percentage happy that you know somebody? Like, I know somebody 80% happy or 75% happy. Like, what's the highest you would go of personally knowing how happy somebody is?
75%, I'd say. I think that's fair.
Is it me?
No, I wouldn't say you're 75% happy.
You don't think I'm 75% happy?
Mm.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Okay,
what percentage
60.
happy? What percentage happy do you think I am?
I'm in like 60, 62%.
I could go between 50 and 75. I'm going to say you're like 50. Are you 50?
Yeah. Some days it's less, some days it's a little more.
Yeah, some days it's less. I would say I can go up to 75 and down to 50, but not usually. But I'm a very kind of look on the bright side person, so I don't get discouraged very much.
Yeah,
like, for example, I have a stomach flu right now. I've been doing nothing but having it come out of one end or the other end, but I look at it as like, think of all the weight I'm going to lose.
Oh, shit. Attaboy. You look great for having the stomach flu.
Oh, yeah. That's why.
Give this man, a round of applause.
Oh, I've been like, I just walked out here after... Whew, don't go in the other room.
Shitting your brains out. And you sound great.
Oh, yeah, because I'm looking at it on the positive side, man. Think of all that weight I'm going to lose. I'm going to gain it right back in the next week when I'm like, you know what? I lost all that weight last week. Now it's going to have 3 pizzas. But still, look on the bright side. Okay, what's your number one? Are we at number one?
We are. So should we do like an honorable mention, then number one, or just do how we normally do? Because...
Actually, we kind of forgot about this. To mess with the audience as much as possible. How many It's Real to Me Damn It's are you giving the Rowdy Rumble or the Royal Rumble or a SummerSlam or Wrestle Slam? How many It's Real to Me's out of 5 are you giving it?
Well, let me start off with saying it's a Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And that was actually the shirt that I wore. I have a shirt now that says It's Still Real to Me, damn it.
Oh, do you have that on right now?
I do not know, and it's upstairs. But next week, remind me, and I'll wear it. For people that don't care at all, I will say out of 5, it was a 4 out of 5.
That's pretty good.
It was only 4 matches, but the men's Royal Rumble was a giant question mark, and you didn't know who was going to win, and they surprised everybody.
Who won?
F you, John Cena.
John Cena won the Royal Rumble?
No, he was the final 2.
Oh,
he got eliminated by Jey Uso. And then Charlotte Flair came back after a year and won the Women's Rumble. That wasn't a
I've
surprise,
been wondering
though.
where she was.
Yeah, and Alexa Bliss came back after 2 years.
Oh, been wondering where she was, too.
Anyways, now you're mocking me. It was a good show. My number 1, I didn't want to put this, but I feel like it has to be number 1. And that's Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that song.
I can't.
It's not played that much.
It has the perfect amount of like intro beats where, you know, dun dun dun, dun turn.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I just can't. I can't.
Mine is Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett. I can't stand that song.
That is a good one. That is an I mean, but I don't know. I feel like I'm at a bar in the summer and that comes on. Okay, I don't care.
I used to be a bartender when I was in college and just outside of college, and I think that like I heard that song every night at like 11. Somebody's gonna be like, "Let's play Margaritaville," and it was always the person that was like, they missed the prime of the party because they started at 5 and like they didn't make it past midnight. Like, oh, I'm gonna listen to Margaritaville. Like, no, God, not Margaritaville.
How many times did you take a cheap shot at somebody? When they were just walking by the bar and you're like, fuck you, I don't want to give you another Cosmo.
Oh, I would refuse to serve people if they ordered drinks I didn't know how to make.
I'm sure your drink making skills were well versed too.
I was a bartender for, call it 3 years. Might have been closer to 2, might have been closer to 4. And I think the most complicated drink I ever learned how to make was a Long Island iced tea. It's like, well, can we get this? You want a rum and coke? Because I'll make that.
And anyone who knows you knows that that's just you. And you probably didn't. That's probably true, by the way.
Oh, it's true. I tend to mean things when I say it. For some reason, people are like, oh, this dude's really not going to do it, is he? It's like, okay, well, let's just... All right, I'll take a rum and coke. You can have a Diet Coke if you want. I'm willing to spruce this thing up for you if you really want to get fancy.
Yeah, right. I'll even put a little lime wedge in there.
I'll even put a lime wedge in there if you want.
God damn it.
Okay. What's your honorable mention? Can you hear my son in the other room crying about how he didn't get any pasta?
No. Yes. You don't eat any pasta. You'd be pooping that shit out. Listen, Friday by Rebecca Black.
Yeah.
All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey. YMCA. Anything by Creed or Nickleback.
Yeah. Especially Creed to me.
Can you take
White
me?
old man.
Yeah.
Worst.
Come on the show, Scott Stapp. I'd love to hear you defend that song. Mbop by Hanson.
Oh, yeah.
The Thong Song by Cisco. Really,
Man,
anything
you got
by
a
Cisco.
lot.
I do. I mean, I could keep going. I literally wrote down like 40 things.
Oh, keep going. Keep going. Give me all of them.
Macarena. But you already said that one. Blue, remember that song?
I'm blue.
Yeah,
I agree.
Turn. Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
That song. Goodbye. Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. That one's getting turned pretty fast. Anything by Kesha. Anything by Pitbull. Katy Perry, See You Later.
You're gonna say that to Mr. Worldwide?
Yeah, definitely. He's the same person. Does DJ
he does the
Khaled
same.
even sing a song? Does he even sing?
He's got another one.
Yeah,
another
add him to the
one.
list. See you later, bud.
I mean, those are all the same songs, right? Like any artist who makes essentially all the same song, which you can say Pitbull, every single song of his is the same song a little bit. I don't have that many issues with people as you do, I guess.
And I'm just going to say most country music. Not all country music, but like as I get older, I am realizing that country music has a place, but it's not what I'm not hooked on it as I grow as an adult as I was when I was like a 20-year-old something, if that makes any sense.
It doesn't kind of remind you of times like it used to. New country music to me is all kind of like the same song.